in this class we are discussing the subject is utilization of electrical energy. Okay, so now in this class we are discussing our 15th economic aspects of utilization of electrical energy. Okay, so this is a very small unit. Okay, and it will contain very small topics. Okay, so before you so you are going to start about this unit economic aspects of utilization of electrical energy. So first you have to discuss introduction. Okay, see here the function of a power station is to deliver power at the lowest possible cost per kilowatt hour. So how you can get the electrical energy means from the generating stations, that means from the power stations. Okay, we are different types of power stations. Okay, so those are thermal power station, okay, hydro power station, wind power station, solar power station, like this. Okay, so the function, okay, so the function of a power station is delivered to power at the lowest possible. So the main, okay, so the main aim of the power station is nothing but, okay, it is to deliver the power at the lowest, okay, so lowest possible cost per kilowatt hour. Okay, so see here this total cost is made up of fixed charges consisting of interest on capital, taxes, insurance, depreciation and salary of managerial staff, the operation expenses such as cost of fuels, water, oil, labor, repairs and maintenance, etc. See here, whenever whenever you have to fix the cost per kilowatt hour, okay, for the electrical energy, so at that time the total cost must involve the capital charges. Okay, see here, first you have to generate the electrical energy means we have to establish one generating station. Okay, so to establish that generating station, it needs some amount of money. Okay, so that means it requires some capital charges. Okay, after that for maintenance. So whenever you have to generate the electrical energy in the generating station, so after that we have to transmit. Okay, we have to transmit to the consumers. Okay, for that transmission also it requires the transmission lines, transformer, okay, some electrical equipment. These are also need some investment. Okay, so that means depending upon this all investment, okay, we have to fix, okay, we have to fix the cost of that the cost of that power. Okay, so per kilowatt hour. Okay, so here you have to discuss that one. See here this total cost. Okay, so this total cost is made up of fixed charges. So what are the fixed charges means consisting of interest on the capital. Okay, first you have to construct the power station, so at that time it requires the some amount of charges. Those are nothing but the capital charges as well as taxes. Okay, insurance of the station, depreciation. Depreciation means so whenever in power stations we need a lot amount of machinery. So whenever you have to running the last time, these machineries maybe their lifetime will be decreases. Okay, so that means at the time some drawbacks occurs in the machines. So that is nothing but the depreciation as well as and the salary of managerial staff. So and all the staff. Okay, so there are lot amount of workers are working in the generating station or in the purpose of transmission either what is. Okay, so there will be a lot of staff will be required. Okay, so and it will be the cost of that power will be also depending upon the salary of the managerial staff. Okay, and as well as the operating expenses such as fuel cost, okay, water, oil, labor, repairs and maintenance, etc. Okay, so labor. Okay, so compulsory if that is any power station. Okay, so that is the any power station, either that is thermal power station or hydro power station, any power station, it requires the must and should water. Okay, so in sometimes there will be scarcity of water. At that time you have to purchase the water also. Okay, so at that time, okay, so the cost, okay, so the cost of the power will be depending upon that water. Okay, so you have to use the different oils. Okay, and as well as the labor, okay, and repairs, maintenance, etc. Okay, so that means the power. Okay, so the power of that, the cost of that power will be depending upon these all the parameters. So that is capital cost, okay, taxes, insurances, depreciations, salary of managerial staff, operating expenses such as cost of fuel, water, oil, labor, repairs, maintenance, etc. See here, so we have also minimize. Okay, so by considering the some factors, okay, we are also minimizing the that cost of power generation. So in which ways you can minimize that cost of power generation? Here you have to see here the cost of power generation. Okay, so the cost of power generation can be minimized by minimized by, so by considering these all factors, we have to minimize the cost of the power generation. See here, choosing equipment that is available for operation during the largest possible percent of the time in year. Okay, so whenever you have to choosing the equipment, okay, so whenever you have to choosing the equipment and machinery, okay, so that is so whenever you have to choose that machinery, so at that time the machinery will be working overall the year. Okay, operation will be available over on the during the year. Okay, so at that time the capital cost may be somewhat decreases. Okay, so at the time whenever the capital cost will be decreases, automatically, okay, the cost of power generation will be also decreases. Similarly, reducing the amount of investment in the plant. Okay, whenever we have to construct the plant, okay, either that is thermal power plant or hydel power plant or wind power plant or solar power plant or biogas power plant or geothermal power plant or tidal, okay, any power plant. Okay, so any power plant, whenever you have to establish, okay, so at that time you have to reducing the amount of investment. Okay, reducing the amount of investment in the plant. Okay, so that is also one main factor. So next one is operation through fuelment. Okay, so whenever so in previous I will in starting I will say that, so there will be lot of, okay, so there are large number of workers will be working in the power station. So we have to see, okay, so we have to see the operation will be done by using the fuelment. Okay, so we have to arrange in such a way that we have to done the work by using the fuelment. So at that time the cost, okay, also decreases. That means the salaries, okay, so whatever the salaries will be given to that workers will be decreases. So at that time the cost of power generation will be also decreases. Okay, having uniform design. Okay, so we have to design the power stations will be having uniform. Okay, so at that time there will be no distortions will be occurs, or that means no disturbances will be occurs. Okay, so at that time you can get the power in the proper way. So at that time you can reduce the cost of the power generation also. Okay. So next one is what? Selecting the station as to reduce the cost of fuel, labor, etc. So whenever you have to selecting the generating station, okay, so either that is the thermal power station, okay, or wind power station, okay, or hydel power station, any power station, whenever you have to selecting the station, so at that time you have to reduce, okay, you have to as possible as you have to reduce the cost of the fuel labor, etc. Okay, so that means whenever you have decreasing the labor quantity, so at that time the cost of the that means the salaries will given to the labor will be decreases. So at that time, okay, so at that time the cost of the fuel will be also decreases. Okay, so by doing this all, you have to somewhat you have to decrease the cost of, that means you have to minimize the cost of power generation. What are those? See here, the cost of power generation can be minimized by choosing equipment that is available for operation during the largest possible percentage of time in a year. Next one is what? Reducing the amount of investment in the plant. Okay, whenever you have to reducing the amount of investment, so at that time you have to also minimize the cost of the power generation. Operation through fuelment. Okay, having uniform design. Selecting the station as to reduce the cost of the fuel and labor, etc. Okay. See here. See, so whenever electrical energy, see here, all the electrical energy generated, Okay, so all the electrical energy generated in a power station must be consumed immediately. Okay, so so how much quantity of electrical energy generated in a power station, the total energy must be consumed immediately as it cannot be stored. Why? Because it cannot be stored. Okay, so the electrical energy generated in a power station must be regulated according to the demand. Okay, so that's why we have, okay, so here the electrical energy, so all the electrical energy generated in a power station must be consumed immediately. Why? Because there will be a no storing purpose. Okay, so here you cannot store the electrical energy. Okay, so that's why all the electrical energy generated in a power station must be consumed immediately as it cannot be stored. Okay, so the electrical energy generated in a power station must be regulated according to the demand. So whatever you have the demand, okay, so according to the our demand, we have to generate the electrical energy in the power station. Okay, see here, the demand of electrical energy or load will also vary with the time, and a power station must be capable of meeting maximum load at any time. See here, I think these all whatever we have discussed up to here. So this total we have to discuss in generation subject. Okay, electrical power generation systems (EPGS) subject. Okay, see here the demand. So the demand of electrical energy. Okay, so we are using the electrical energy or load. Okay, so it will vary with time. Okay, see here in early morning, in a morning time, you have to, and suppose we have to see in between 6 to 9, we have to use the less demand. Why? Because at that time schools will be not open. Okay, so at that time there is no lightning purpose. Okay, so at that time in the all houses or factories in anywhere the lights will be switch off. Okay, so in between 10 to evening 6, okay, you have to all offices, schools, all are in open position. So at that time you have to require the lights, fans. So at that time you have to require the maximum demand, as well as evening 6 to 10. So at the time you have to require the max. So in all the daytime, in any one particular time you have to use the maximum load. Okay, so that means according to the time. Okay, so whenever the time will be varied, so according to the time also. Okay, so the demand of electrical energy. Okay, so the demand of electrical energy or load will also vary within the time. Okay, so and the power station is must capable of meeting the maximum load. Okay, so maximum load at any time. So at any time you have to use the maximum load. So that is either daytime or night time. Okay, so at that time the power station must be capable of. So at that time the power station have must capable of meeting the maximum load at any time. So next one is economics of power factor improvement. So to generate the power or transmit the power or distribute the power to the consumers, so must and should have to maintain the proper power factor. Okay, so here you have to improvement. So you can get the proper power factor. So that means you have to see here economics of power factor improvement. Okay, so how you can improve the power factor. See here, real power is considered the work producing power measured in watts or kilowatts. Okay, uh, so whenever power produced, okay, so whenever the power produced, okay, so at that time that real power, okay, so that real power is considered in the work producing power measured in either watts or kilowatts. Okay, so the power will be measured in the watts or kilowatts. For example, real power produces the mechanical output of the motor. Okay, so real power is nothing but so whatever the output. Okay, so whatever the output produced from the motor, mechanical output. Okay, so that it will be considered as a real power. So reactive power is not used to do the work. Okay, so reactive power will be not used to do the work. Okay, so but it is needed to operate the equipment and it is measured in the volt ampere reactives. Okay, so reactive power is not used to do work, but it is needed to operate equipment. Okay, so to operate the equipment and it is also measured in volt ampere reactives or kilowatt. Okay, so whenever work will be done, okay, work producing. So whenever work will be done, the power will be produced. That power will be called as reactive power. But reactive power is nothing but it is not used to do work, but to operate the equipment. Okay, so to operate the equipment, you have to require the power. Okay, so that power is nothing but the reactive power. Okay, so and it is measured in the volt ampere, reactives are kilowatt. Many industrial roads are inductive, such as motors, transformer, fluorescent lightning ballast, power electronic, and induction furnaces. Okay, so so you have to inductive loads, capacitive load, resistive loads. You have to loads in the form of, you have to take the load is either resistive or inductive or capacitive load. See here, many industrial loads. Okay, so many industrial loads are inductive. Okay, so such as motors, transformers, fluorescent lightning ballast, power electronics, and induction furnaces. Okay, so these all are mostly we are using the industrial loads, and these all are inductive. The current run by the inductive load consisting of two components. Okay, so the inductive load. Okay, so the current drawn by the inductive load. So what is the amount of the current drawn by the inductive load? Consisting of two components. Okay, so what are those? Magnetizing current and power producing current. Okay, so the current drawn by the an inductive load consisting of two components. Those are magnetizing current and power producing current. Okay, see here, the magnetizing current is required to sustain the electromagnetic field in a device and creates reactive power. Okay, so the magnetizing current. Okay, so here the magnetizing current is required to sustain the electromagnetic field in a device and creates the reactive power. Okay, so that means to sustain the reactive power. Okay, to create the reactive power, here you are using the magnetizing current. Okay, so on an inductive load draws the current, lags the voltage. Okay, see here, always in inductive load is nothing but the current, the current lags the voltage. Okay, so in that the current flows through the voltage waveform. Okay, so that time the current will flow follows the voltage waveform. Why? Because current lags the voltage. Okay, so that's why the current follows the voltage waveform. The amount of lag is the electrical displacement or phase angle between the voltage and current. Okay, so the lag. Okay, so here I am says that in inductive loads. Okay, so the current lags the voltage. Okay, so whenever the current will lags the voltage, okay, so in that the current will follows the voltage waveform. Okay, so the amount of lag is the electrical displacement. Okay, is nothing but voltage and current. Okay, so lag is nothing but some angle. See here, lag. Okay, so this is current and this is voltage and this is the angle. Okay, so whenever you have to draw a line in between, okay, this one. Okay, so this is the inductive load. See here, for example, real power produces the mechanical output of a motor. The current drawn by the see here, the current drawn by an inductive load consisting of two components. Okay, so those are magnetizing current and power producing current. Okay, see here the I am so the magnetizing current. So we were discussing the magnetizing current is required to sustain the electromagnetic field. Okay, to sustain the electromagnetic field in a device. Okay, we are using the magnetizing current. An inductive load draws the current that lags the voltage. In that current follows the voltage waveform. So that is that amount of lag is the electrical displacement. Okay, so that is the phase angle between the voltage and current, and in the absence of harmonics. Okay, in the absence of, so that is without any harmonics. Okay, so there will be no harmonics. Okay, so the apparent power, also known as the demand power, is comprised of vectorial sum. Okay, so that is both real and reactive power. Okay, so apparent power. Okay, so power is consisting of real power, reactive power, and apparent power. Apparent power is also known as demand power. and it is comprised of vectorial sum of both real and reactive power. Okay, so the vectorial sum of real and reactive power is also known as the operant power. Okay, and is measured in volt amperes or kilovolt amperes. See here, you have to discuss this total in the power factor improvement. Okay, so first of all, so what is the power factor means? The power factor is the ratio of real power to operant power. Okay, so what is the power factor? So here the power factor is nothing but it is the ratio of the real power to operant power and represents how much real power electrical equipment uses. Okay, so this power factor power factor is the ratio of the real power and apparent power. Okay, and it will represents. Okay, so the power factor will represents how much power real power electrical equipment uses. So here you have to real power, apparent power, reactive power. So but the power factor is nothing but it is the ratio of real power to apparent power, and it will represents. Okay, so and it will represents the how much electrical power, real power electrical equipment uses. It is a measure of how effectively electrical power is being used. Okay, so on power factor. Okay, so the power factor is nothing but it is measure. Okay, so it is measure of how effectively electrical power is being used. Okay, so the consumers will be how effectively. Okay, so the electrical power will be uses and it is measured by the using the power factor. Okay, power factor is also equal to the cosine of angle between voltage and current. So we have to express it in two ways. Okay, so first one is power factor is nothing but it is the ratio of real power to apparent power. Okay, in another way here also you have to represent power factor is also equal to the cosine of the phase angle between voltage and current. Okay, so it is the cosine of angle between the voltage and current. Okay, electrical loads demands more power than they consume. Okay, so electrical loads, okay, loads will demand more power than they consume. Okay, so what I'm so electrical loads will be demands the more power than they consume. Okay, so here see induction motors. Okay, so induction motors at most 80 to 90% of the delivered power into useful work or electrical losses. Okay, so whenever you have to given the energy to the induction motors, okay, from that induction motors you have to convert at most 80 to 90%. Okay, you have to convert the 80 to 90% of the delivered power into useful work or electrical losses. Okay, so the remaining power is used to establish an electromagnetic field in the motor. Okay, so the remaining, if suppose 80% will be converted into useful power, so the remaining 20% power will be used to establish the electromagnetic field in the motor. Or if suppose 90% of the power will be into the useful work, so at that time the remaining 10% of the power will be used to establish the electric field in the motor. Okay, so see here, the field is alternately expanding and collapsing once each cycle. Okay, so the field, okay, the field is alternately expanding and collapsing once each cycle. Okay, so the power drawn into the field in one instant is returned to the electrical supply. Power does not register on a kilowatt hour meter. Okay, so whenever the average power, okay, whenever the average power drawn by the field is 0, so at that time the reactive power does not register an kilowatt hour meter. Okay, so the magnetizing current creates a reactive power, although it does no useful work. It circulates between generator and the load, places a heavier drain on the power source. See here, the magnetizing current, here the magnetizing current creates reactive power, although it does no useful work. Okay, so it is only uses to operating the equipment. Okay, so but it is not useful work. Useful work is nothing but real power. It circulates between generator and the load. Okay, so here the reactive power. Okay, so the reactive power will be circulates between the generator and the load and places a heavier drain. Okay, so and it will places a heavier drain on the power source as well as the transmission and distribution system. Okay, so it will produce a heavy power source. Okay, so what is the power will be generating that power source and a transmission and distribution system also, as means compensation for burden supplying extra current. Okay, so to compensate this burden, okay, so this heavier drain to compensate this extra burden, here you have to supplying extra current. Many utilities establish power factor penalty in their rate schedule. Okay, so to for supplying that extra current, okay, so many utilities, okay, so many utilities here establish a power factor penalty in their rate schedule. Okay, so they have to add in the cost of power factor penalty also. Okay, so a minimum power factor usually 0.85 to 0.95% is established. When a customer's power factor drops below the minimum value, so minimum, okay, so minimum to maintain the power factor value, minimum is in between 0.85 to 0.95. Okay, so this is the minimum power factor usually established by the power is 0.85 to 0.95. When a minimum, okay, so when a customer power factor, so whenever this customer power factor drops below this minimum value, okay, so that means minimum value means here 0.85 to 0.95. Okay, so whenever that customer power factor will be drops minimum to that value, that is 0.85 to 0.95. Okay, value, the utility collects a low power factor revenue premium on the customer bills. Okay, so at that time, okay, so at that time on the customer power factor bill. Okay, so whatever the pay, whatever the current bill, okay, monthly you can get. Okay, so in that one here it includes the low power factor. So on the bill, the utility collects a low power factor revenue minimum premium on the customer bill. Another way, some utilities collect a low power factor premium to the charge. Okay, so in some another way, okay, some utilities, okay, utilities will be collect a low power factor premium is to charge for KVA. Okay, so KVA low power factor to the KVA operant power rather than real power. Okay, another way, so you have to add that power factor bill to the actually to the real power. Okay, kilowatts. So in some particular utilities, you have to may add that power factor bill to the operant power also. Okay, so see here with a diverse range of building rate structures imposed by the electrical utilities, especially for the large user, it is imperative to fully understand the building method employed. Okay, so that means there will be a different diverse range of billing rate structures. Okay, that means different rate billing structures imposed by the electrical utilities. Okay, especially for the large users. Okay, so especially for the large users, okay, so the billing rate structure will be different. So that's why it is imperative to fully understand. Okay, it is imperative to fully understand the billing method employed. Okay, so this is the power factor. Okay, so in which way? Okay, so this power factor will be related to the billing method. Here we have to discuss. Okay, so in next class we have to discuss really improving power factor. Okay, here by using the capacitors, okay, we have to improve in the power factor. Okay, so I think you have to get this improvement of how you can improve the power factor. Okay, this will be getting the EDS subject. Okay, here also same you have to write in the same. Okay, so this is about the economic aspects of utilization of electrical energy. Okay, all of you please subscribe the DBase Stars. Okay, so in next class we are discussing how you can improve the power factor. Okay, thank you.